Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Michael, and welcome back to PlayStation Homebrew News. So, the very first thing that we have here today is finally Kstuff for PlayStation 5 version 6.50. So, we can see that there was an update here from EchoStretch, and it says, all right, everyone, we now have full support for all 6.50 firmware. We're still working on 7.61 and aim to support all firmwares up to 7.61 soon. Stay tuned and let us know your feedback. And then there is a number of folks here that contributed and helped get us to that. And then we saw that EchoStretch went ahead and posted this on his repo here called Kstuff, and it's under the actions, and it's action number 13, and that added support for 6.50. Now, again, you always need to be logged in order to take advantage of this, but you can come right here and you can just download the payload. And then you would have Kstuff support for at least PlayStation 5 up to 6.50. Now, again, do keep in mind that this Kstuff is just going to enable you to run things like PS4 fake packages. Obviously, we will need etaHEN support, as well as Itemzflow support before any of the PlayStation 5 games start working there. Now, one thing to note is that on these later firmwares like 6.x and 7.x, there's really a couple of different entry points, and one of those being running Hammer 83's PS5 jar loader. So what this is this is a remote jar loader for the PlayStation 5 that is using the BDJ vulnerability. So typically what folks have been doing is they have been heading over here to the releases, scrolling down, and they've been downloading the PS5 jar loader full-4.1.1. And while you can do that, the one thing that this ISO won't have on it is it will not have the ELF loader that is designed to work with some of these higher firmwares, meaning PS5 6.x and 7.x. And so what this person has done is they've went ahead and compiled an ISO image where you can just burn this ISO image and it will have everything that you need in order to jailbreak your system. Now, obviously, if you didn't want to do this, you could obviously go the Lua route, but I believe it's a bit easier to use the Blu-ray disc. So let's go ahead and burn this real quick and take a look at it. Okay, so as soon as you put the disc in and run it, you will see up at the very top here, it does say kernel read write not available, and it does say press X when you want to start the disk jar loader. Now, what is interesting about this one is that this does include the ELF loader 0.1 cryo-num, so you don't have to load this file manually like I've seen a few other guides talking about. So as long as you burn that disk, you're going to have everything that you need. So what we'll do is we'll begin by scrolling down here to UMTX, and we're just going to jailbreak my 4.03 system here. So we'll go ahead and press on that, and you can see now all of the different text that is appearing. So what it says right there is kernel read write is active and is saved for future payloads. And then press X to return to the menu. So I'm going to press X here. Okay, and now this time I'm going to select ELF loader. Okay, and there we go. We see debug settings happened, and now it has started an ELF loader that's just sitting there waiting for us on port 9021. Now, if you were to take the payload right here, then you would be able to go ahead and send that over with something like Netcat GUI and get Kstuff support for this 6.50 and under machines. Next up, there is a couple of updates coming here for Itemzflow, and the first one is that 2 new features are available in the Itemzflow PS5 1.09 update. One of them you might remember from the PS4. That's right, on-console retail game updates are back. So in this example, they own a physical copy of Dead or Alive, and now there is an option here that is retail game updates. So you would be able to select any of the number of patches that are available and then just update them just right off of your console itself. So it shows right here that 4 of the patches were found. And so this is pretty neat. You will be able to download a specific patch that you are looking for. And then the second feature is adding the install progress back to the PKG installer. So as it starts installing it, you now have a little progress bar. Then it tells you how many bytes it says already processed, and then the total amount. There was another update over here from Lightning Mods, and this one was introducing etaHEN DPI v2, and DPI stands for Direct Package Installer, in case you're wondering about that. And it says that this is a continuation of the installer with an added web UI, so you can install PKGs from any device with the browser, no external program needed, coming soon in etaHEN 2.0b, the official release. And then we can see an example over here in etaHEN. There is services, and then there's one called Direct Package Installer v2, and it is turned on. And then once it is turned on, it is just your IP address and then port 12800. So etaHEN is obviously just getting better and better. And before we leave this section, I did want to call out that for those of you who are looking at 7.61, I saw this message from Discord, and basically it was sneak peek at one of the last barriers before full Kstuff on 7.61. So yes, as mentioned originally here by EchoStretch, that we're still working on 7.61. We're getting super close to that being a real thing. Now, moving right along, there has been a few other updates that I wanted to inform you about. The very first one is that the PS4, PS5 game patches, I did see that there was a brand new commit here by Illusion, who has done a number of these, and they added in the game called Control. And with the game called Control, there is an added logo skip, and then there is an added dev menu patch. So you can take advantage of these if you would like to. Everything that Illusion does is absolutely amazing, especially all of his other work with Bloodborne. Next up, we have a quick update here for PlayStation 4 9.03, and that was by Chameleon, and he said a new GoldHen update with PS4 9.03 support and some new features is coming soon. Stay tuned. So great news for those of you that are on PS4 9.03 that for whatever reason you may not have wanted to update to 11.0 or to another supported firmware. You will be getting support from GoldHen pretty soon. Okay, so next up, I noticed that there was this project by Master S, and it's called Send-Payload-to-PlayStation, and that there was an iOS version as well as there was a PC version. And so if you are able to sideload these on your Apple device, then you would be able to send payloads directly to your PlayStation if you would like to do that. Now, there is some instructions down in here that you can read through if you would like to try that out. And then there was also a video that was down at the very end if you would just prefer a video format. But yeah, more ways to be able to send payloads to my PlayStation for free. I'll absolutely give it a shot. And then I saw that there was an update from ItsJokerZz, and they are responsible for FPKGi for the PlayStation 4, and now they have a version for the PlayStation 5. And this one is just like the other one for the PlayStation 4, and I will leave a link in case you want to watch it, but this is again in the very early stages here, and you can see there is a test build right here if you want to go ahead and play with this. It came out a couple days ago, and also I've been talking to them in their Discord. They're very nice to chat with, so if you do want to talk to the author, maybe get some more recent builds, I'm sure you will be able to find their Discord. And then I did notice that there was an update to Itemzflow's payload sender application. So this again is very similar to Netcat GUI, and they have added a few recent updates to this. So this is just an alternative. If you don't want to use Netcat GUI, you can absolutely give theirs a shot. And then finally, there has been a couple of new game releases for the PlayStation 5. So Goat Simulator 3 and A Plague's Tale updated to at least version 1.005. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Michael.
Ow.